Multiplying powers. So we're going to start with an investigation, and we're going to go through two different examples. So it says, consider the following examples. Example number 1, I have 3 to the 5 times 3 to the 2. So 3 to the 5 is 3 multiplied by itself 5 times, and 3 to the 2 is 3 multiplied by itself 2 times. So I have 5 3s multiplied by 2 3s. So what I end up with is a very long string of 3s being multiplied together. So there are actually 7 3s being multiplied together. So I can write that as a power, which is 3 to the power of 7. Our second example is 6 to the 7 times 6 to the 3. So that's 7 6s being multiplied together, and then 3 6s being multiplied together. And I end up once again with a very long string of 6s. There's actually 10 of them in total. So this is 6 to the power of 10. So I want you to take a second and think. There is a shortcut for how to take the original question and get the final answer without doing the middle step. So I want you to take a moment, look at those questions, look at the answer. How do you think you could get that number? So hopefully you had an idea. I noticed that 5 plus 2 in the first example is 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10 in our second example. So if you are multiplying powers with the same base, all you have to do is copy the base and then add your exponents together. Now, this does only work if they have the same base. If they don't have the same base, this does not work. So we're going to try applying this rule. We're going to do 3 quick examples. So our first one says simplify each of the following using exponent laws, and I have 2 to the 7 times 2 to the 5. So 2 to the 7 times 2 to the 5, they have the same base. We are multiplying, so I can add those two exponents together. So I get 2 to the power of 7 plus 5, and then 7 plus 5 is 12, so I get 2 to the power of 12. Now I could work out what 2 to the power of 12 is, but the question said simplify, not evaluate. If it said evaluate, I would work out what 2 to the power of 12 is on my calculator, but because it just said simplify, that's all I have to do. My second question says 4 to the power of 3 times 4. Now, I am a little confused. The first one has an exponent of 3, but our second one does not appear to have an exponent, but it does. There is a secret power of 1. So if you ever have a number that does not have a visible exponent, the exponent is 1. So 4 to the 3 times 4 to the 1, they have the same base. We are multiplying. So I'm going to add those exponents together. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I get 4 to the power of 4. Our last example, our last example says x to the 9 times x to the 3 times x to the 8 times x to the 2. So they all have the same base of x. So I'm going to add their exponents together. So 9 plus 3 plus 8 plus 2 is x to the power of 22. And that's what you need to know about multiplying exponents.